Equipment for living. Stepmom is a tool for children coping with divorce and remarriage. Film has often been used as an escape for life. It can be a place to go to forget about the stress of daily routines and perhaps zone out for a few hours. What if film served a larger, more important function? At its root, film is a discourse, communication and interaction between characters. Through this type of discourse, Kenneth Burke suggests that films and other forms of discourse can be used as equipment for living to guide viewers through life. According to Burke, viewing film in this manner can provide a vocabulary of thoughts, actions, emotions, and attitudes for understanding and interpreting a situation. It can also facilitate acceptance of a situation that cannot be changed. By following this approach, film can be applied to everyday situations as a coping mechanism for countless circumstances. For my research paper, I have chosen to apply Burke's theory of equipment for living to the movie Stepmom. In the movie, siblings Anna and Ben are learning to cope with the divorce of their parents, Luke and Jackie. This already complex situation is further complicated because the new and younger woman in Luke's life, Isabel, recently moved in with him and the two plan to marry. The story focuses on the new relationships between the children, their parents, and Isabel, and the relationship among the three adults themselves. As the film progresses, Jackie is diagnosed with terminal cancer. The family must digest Jackie's illness in terms of their new family structure and realize that acceptance of one another and their roles within the family will bring them together. My thesis for this paper is that the movie Stepmom provides equipment for living for children dealing with divorced parents and altered family structure. In order to dig deeper into this thesis, my first step was to research other papers that evaluated Burke's concept of equipment for living. Many scholars have already applied Burke's theories to works of literature, film, and television. Turpin, 2007, critically analyzes the literature of Plato's Phaedrus and Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice for the moral of the story and how the dialogue used affects reception of the moral by the reader. Perks, 2007, discusses the effect of order and hierarchy in the home by applying Burke's theory to reality television shows. Young, 2000, examines the relationship between film and its lasting effects on viewers' behavior. Zhang, Yi, and Zi analyze that Burke's contributions to rhetoric create the framework for which people experience their lives. Zhang et al. And Turpin focus more energy on how Burke's theory of literature as equipment for living set the stage for analysis of everyday life. Zhang et al. Offer insight onto how and when Burke's theories are applied to daily life, they create rhetorical dramas to be analyzed, however, do not apply it directly to media. Perks and Young delve more into the results of application of the theory to viewers. Young's study allows for analysis of behavior alteration based on applying the principles in the film as equipment for living. I intend to show how the fictional family drama staged to the movie Stepmom can be used by children as equipment for living to deal with their own difficult familial situations. To show how children can use this film with situations of divorce, this paper uses the relationships portrayed in Stepmom among Anna, Jackie, and Isabel. I will focus on how Anna's co-oriented relationship among herself, Jackie, and Isabel affects her relationship with each woman, and ultimately plays a role in how Jackie and Isabel come to terms with each other. Analyzing these relationships draws heavily on the cybernetic tradition of communication theory. Cybernetics is the tradition of complex systems in which interacting elements influence each other. This applies directly to the study of family communication, as each interaction between individual members affects future interactions with other members in the communication process of the family as a whole. The information integration approach focuses on the way individuals accumulate and organize information about persons, objects, situations, and ideas to form attitudes. The coordinated management of meaning theory also applies to analyzing the interactions among Anna, Jackie, and Isabel. CMM helps us understand how meaning and actions relate to interactions by examining the different levels and contexts in which interactions take place. Finally, a third aspect of cybernetic tradition that lends itself to this analysis is relational patterns of interaction. Relational patterns of interaction evaluate the implicit communication based on set expectations of your own and the other person's behavior in a relationship. I chose this film because, as a child of divorce, I relate to Anna's predicament. My parents divorced when I was 13 and each remarried shortly after. I found it was hardest to adjust to my stepmother due to the complex nature of the relationship between mother and daughter. At the time, I still identified very closely with my mother, and adding a second mother figure to our family was confusing. I wasn't exactly sure how to approach her, if she wanted to take the place of my mother, and what exactly our relationship was supposed to be. These kinds of questions swirled in my adolescent brain, creating additional confusion in an already confusing time. The relationships portrayed in Stepmom are not unlike what I experienced, and helped me to process my own situation even years after it occurred. The data used in this paper is the 1998 movie Stepmom and my own experiences. Here is the movie trailer to give a little background on the film.
You do your best to raise the children.
Anna, you forgot to wash my shirt. I told you 100 times, today is purple shirt day at school.
You do your best to care for them.
Come on, Ben!
But no matter how much you love them,
Come on, Ben, please.
you'll never measure up
Mommy!
to their mother.
I think I can handle it from here, Isabel.
This holiday season,
But you remember your lunch?
TriStar Pictures presents
3 short years since our divorce, Lucas seen a number of women.
For the past year, I've seen one
Now,
woman after a lot of
warning
thought,
to the
careful.
kids, he's living with a woman half his age.
Isabel's not half my age.
Julia Roberts,
Your kids keep on hating me.
Oh, come on, don't say that. They don't hate you.
Wow!
Anna, what do you think?
It kind of smells like you, and I'm allergic to you, too.
Academy Award winner Susan Sarandon,
I think Isabel's pretty.
Yeah. She like big teeth.
Ed Harris,
You think it's easy for Jackie to watch her kids being looked after? Like a woman who's no experience being a mother?
You want to take a 12-year-old girl to a Pearl Jam concert on a school night?
Just thought it would be something nice that she and I could do together.
It's ridiculous.
Of course Jackie's gonna be hostile, irrational.
Pearl Jam? Yeah. On a school night?
We are going out.
Oh, Mom! Isn't my mom the coolest? Mommy,
What, sweetie?
if you want me to hate her, I will.
from the director of Mrs. Doubtfire and the Academy Award winning producer of Forrest Gump,
You didn't ask me if I wanted a new mother. You didn't even ask me if I liked her.
comes a story
I never wanted to be a mom. And believe it or not, I am trying.
about the tears that are inevitable.
People make mistakes.
Anna, you do not run out on your mother.
No, that's your job.
And the joy that is possible.
And their whole life's happiness is wrapped up in you. You know every story, every wound. You'll learn.
When two women share one family.
Oh, baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low.
Sometimes the person you can't live with becomes the person you can't live without. Stepmom.
I focus on 2 specific scenes in my analysis to show how this relationship can be used as equipment for living. The first occurs when Isabel wants to take Anna to a Pearl Jam concert as an opportunity to bond with her. Exercising caution, she asks Jackie if it would be okay to take Anna to the concert on a school night. Jackie quickly denies Isabel's request and scoffs at the notion of taking a 12-year-old girl to a concert on a school night. Later in the scene, Jackie surprises Anna with the tickets and thanks Isabel for her idea. In this scenario, relational patterns of interaction coincides with information integration theory to keep Anna's loyalty with Jackie. According to Littlejohn and Foss, 2011, when it comes to relationships, actions speak louder than words. The basic unit of a relationship is neither the person nor 2 individuals, but the interaction between them, behaviors responding to other behaviors. When Isabel approached Jackie with her idea to purchase the Pearl Jam tickets for Anna, Isabel was trying to use her actions to bond with Anna. Jackie immediately recognized this as a threat to her relationship. In order to retain control of the relationship, Jackie engaged in a one-up strategy to respond to Isabel's request. By telling Isabel that she could not purchase the tickets and then doing so herself, she established dominance by one-upping Isabel. Isabel then had no choice but to stand out and let Anna and Jackie go to the concert. In showing how this interaction applies to the coordinated relationship among Anna, Jackie, and Isabel, information integration theory comes into play. This approach focuses on ways attitudes form based on information, expectancies, and values. Because Anna holds the Pearl Jam tickets in high regard, when she is presented the tickets from her mother in front of Isabel, her positive attitude towards her mother is reinforced. She even exits the scene by saying, "Isn't my mom the coolest?" To Anna, the relationship with Jackie is confirmed as superior over the relationship with Isabel, and conflict among all three characters continues. The second scene in my analysis is the playground scene. Anna had gone out with a boy in her class who then broke up with her during lunch and has been teasing her on the playground. This leaves her embarrassed and she struggles with how to handle the situation. She decides to reach out to Isabel for advice. Isabel promptly directs her to her mother as she does not want to overstep her bounds. Jackie gives Anna the age-old advice to ignore the boy and eventually he will stop teasing her. Anna tries it Jackie's way and is left even more mortified after a particularly cutting insult a few days later. She approaches Isabel once more and the two conspire a plan to stop the boy in his tracks. Anna approaches him on the playground later that week with some harsh insults of her own, and then leaves the scene with an attractive high school boy who was hired by Isabel to pretend to be Anna's boyfriend in order to make the first boy jealous. Their plan works like a charm and Anna leaves the situation victorious while the kids on the playground are taunting the initial boy. When Jackie hears of the situation, she is upset at Isabel's handling of the dilemma and the two engage in an argument on how it should have been handled. Relational patterns of interaction play a role in this scenario as well. As Anna is left upset after her mother's advice did not help, she changes her approach to Isabel. She asks Isabel for advice and in turn receives it, changing her relationship from one founded in conflict to a complementary exchange of information. When Isabel's advice works to help Anna restore her reputation on the playground, the complementary exchange lays the groundwork to change her attitude towards Isabel. In this scenario, information integration theory works to change her perception of Isabel rather than reinforce it as it did previously in the interaction with her mother. The playground issue was not all positive, however. It reinforced the power struggle between Jackie and Isabel as they expressed conflicting ways for Anna to react. Shortly after this scene, viewers learn that Jackie's cancer is terminal. Jackie begins to realize that eventually Isabel will be the only mother figure in her children's lives. After hearing this news, the two women sit down and openly discuss their issues. In this setting, they are able to discuss their issues in the context of their relationship and the context of each of their relationships with Anna. The coordinated management of meaning theory is the approach of looking at interactions within different contexts. For example, the action of giving advice to Anna can be viewed within the context of episode or actions on the playground, the context of relationship or actions with or interactions with Jackie and Isabel, and context of personal growth, or what Anna learns from each suggested course of action. This theory not only explains why the characters react in certain ways, but the deeper level of understanding that leads to communication and miscommunication between them. By sitting down and discussing this issue within different contexts, each woman is able to gain a greater understanding of the other's intentions. Through the analytic lens of the cybernetic theory, viewers see how attitudes change from the initial distrust and dislike of Isabel to finally accepting her as a member of the family. This allows viewers that find themselves in similar situations of having divorced and remarrying parents to realize that their attitudes hold the key to successful relationships. In describing Burke's concept of equipment for living, Littlejohn and Foss state, "A speech, poem, or any piece of discourse is a strategy for encompassing a situation, a way of sizing up and responding to a situation. Rhetoric does not simply provide a name for a situation, it also offers strategies for dealing with that situation or solving the problem inherent in it." When viewed in this way, the movie Stepmom serves as a way for children of divorce to relate their actions, emotions, and thoughts to those of a fictional character in order to process their situation. As both a viewer of the film and a child of divorce, I see aspects of my own experiences in the relationships portrayed in this film. I identify with Anna, and by watching her navigate between her mother and soon-to-be stepmother, I am given tools to navigate my own situation. It becomes clear through the course of the movie that Anna is the core of the triad relationship, and her actions set the tone for the relationship among all three women. As her thoughts and feelings change, so do those of Jackie and Isabel. By using Stepmom as equipment for living, viewers can see communication strategies in action that, when applied to their own life, have the opportunity to help or hinder their circumstances.